Hey, horse racing fans, welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Horses. The greatest time of the year, Kentucky Oaks, Kentucky Derby for the first Saturday in May, first Friday in May for the Oaks. I'm going to be diving into the Friday card for the Kentucky Oaks, the big race for the girls on Friday, also known as Pink Day. Um, Today we got some Blade and Bow bourbon whiskey that we will be drinking as we handicap the races for Friday. Starting off, we have race 5, the Modesty Stakes, going a mile and eighth on the turf. Top pick in here will be number 8, Bleecker Street. Um, really hasn't done anything wrong for 5 for 5 lifetime, 3 for 3 so far in 2022. A gray daughter out of Quality Road for Chad Brown with Flevion Pratt aboard. Looking at the past 2 races, graded 2 stakes race, grade 3 stakes race win. Seems to be the top of the class, top of the form coming in to kick off this great day of racing that will more than likely be set up on a slop or a wet turf course. Um, so anything can happen, but I think Bleecker Street is a good one here to start us off and kick off these stakes races for Friday. Um, Second pick is going to be on the inside, number 1, Fluffy Socks for Chad Brown and Arad Ortiz. Um, kind of got it start off in an allowance 14 or $140,000 allowance race. Got beat out by Curly Ruth, who is also in this race. Felt like it was kind of a little bit bad trip for Fluffy Socks. I feel like she's coming in here with a little bit better result with Joel or with Errata Ortiz aboard instead of Joel Rosario. So 1-2 use as well with the heavy favorite in Bleecker Street. My long shot pick is going to be number 2, Stand Tall, for George Arnold and Florent Giroux. Winner last time out on an $88,000 allowance. Posted a pretty good one-on-one speed figure, so seems to be picking back up in that good form. Trying stakes race yet again, so could be interesting to see how George Arnold fits this horse in here and how he sees her being able to run. Headed to race 6. This kicks off the 20-cent Derby City 6, picking six winners for the 6 races on Kentucky Oaks Day. Here we have the Latroin Stakes going a mile and 16th for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. A great race. And here, as we have number 2 as my top pick, She Dares the Devil. Yes, going back and looking at 2020, the Kentucky Oaks winner, and She Dares the Devil. Could be up against it in here. Got beat last time out by CC and Pauline's Pearl, who is my second choice with Pauline's Pearl. But I feel like Brad Cox and Florent Giroux are coming here to win these big races, and I feel like they need to get her back in form. Ran also in the British Cup Distaff, finished a rough 6th place. So hopefully to get She Dares Devil back in her winning ways. As I said, my second pick is going to be Pauline's Pearl. Beat out She Dares the Devil last time out in the Aziri Grade 2 with Joel Rosario. Gets Joel back on board. She's 2-1-1 so far in 2022. So I feel like this Gray filly out of Tappet should be one to consider. Definitely one to use if you're playing that Derby City Pick 6. And definitely one to use in your exotic wagers. A horse I'm going to use underneath is Temper Time. My long shot here at 12-1 so far on the morning line for Tyler Gaffleone with Dale Romans. 2 wins in the past 2 starts. Again, they were allowance claiming races. So really nothing spectacular. Trying stakes here for the first time. Ran at Keeneland, ran at Turfway. So a lot of horse handicappers have been talking about the Turfway Park form holding up and being kind of top form going into these stakes races at Keeneland and Churchill. So I'm hoping that kind of stays the same. I'm hoping the Turfway Park synthetic will help this horse transition over to the slop. As you can see, as I marked here, the horse has ran 3 times in the slop or on a sloppy track, which could be what we're looking at for Friday. Um, Twice at Churchill, finished first and finished second. Again, they were maidens, um, breaking the maiden on the last one. So stepping up in class, hopefully feathers favors that off weather track, and should be one at a pretty decent price. Race 7, we got the Alashiba Stakes. Going a mile and a 16th, this kicks off the all stakes pick 5 races 7 through 11. Here we go, starting with my third pick. Will be Max Player on the inside. A horse that really hasn't uh, had a race in 2022. Had a pretty good 2021 campaign or 3-year-old campaign. Uh, Finished 8th last time out in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Again, that was a heavy, loaded field of Breeders' Cup Classics where Knicks Go beat out Medina Spirit and Essential Quality. Um, Back in the Jockey Club, that's where Max Player was able to pick up his win, beating out Happy Saver, who is also in here. Really didn't have a deep or a big price for my long shot, but I'm going with Wayburn as I feel like these other 3 horses may take a lot of money away from Wayburn. I'm hoping to take some money away from Wayburn as a good price. Winner last time out. Um, Actually, in stretching out, going a mile and 16th, 7 furlongs last time at the win. Um, should be interesting to see if the money comes in on this horse, just because he is stretching out, and I feel like maybe that's why the money will go elsewhere. But I feel like he could still be there for a decent price as the unders. Of course, top pick will be Olympiad, 3 for 3 so far in 2022 for Wilmot Junior Alvarado, who continues to get the mount here. Um, Coming from Fairgrounds, winning the New Orleans Classic and the Mineshaft Grade 3 and Grade 2. Um, Seems to really has no faults the past 3 races. Was favorite in all 3 of those, probably going to be favorited in here, and seems to really enjoy this mile 16th distance. So I feel like this race should suit well for him. Getting out to an early lead seems to be beneficial to press the pace, and I feel like he's going to be able to get that here in post 5. Further outside, I'm going with number 7, Happy Saver, as my second pick. Um, Arad Ortiz, Todd Pletcher hooking up for this one here. 8-5 lifetime. Was beat out last time in the Clark by Maxfield and Happy Saver, or finished second to Maxfield, and then was second to Max Player in the Jockey Club. So a horse that's definitely hit the board in every start that he's been a part of. Um, would like for him to get back in these winning ways that he was back in the spring of 2021. Um, so we'll see. Uh, Getting a ride back in the mount should favor this horse and kind of that way around understands the way the horse runs. And I think this will be interesting to see if Arad tries to go to the lead or sit just off of Olympiad to kind of pick that pace up and put the pressure on Olympiad to run with it. Race 8, we go to the Edgewood Stakes, going a mile and 16th. On the turf, 4 fillies that are 3-year-old and up. My top pick in here is going to be number 5, Dolce Zell. Kind of a lighter raced horse. So far, 2-1-1 in 2022. 4 races lifetime and 2 wins. Got beat last time out in the Appalachian Grade 2 by Spinderella. Won the previous in the Florida Oaks. So a horse that could have been pointed towards the Oaks, but this is where or the horse that could have ran into the Kentucky Oaks, but prefers the turf. Keeping her on the turf is Chad Brown. And I think she fits in well here. I believe she's going to be up against it just because this seems like a loaded field and turf races always have stiff competition. Going towards her inside, My second pick is going to be McCulloch, um, from a Great Britain bred horse for Flevion Pratt and Chad Brown. Clairvitz Stables owns this one. Um, 2 for 1 overall lifetime. All of these races have been on the turf. Coming in from Belmont, last race in October. So kind of coming off a layoff. Interesting to see what this lighter raced horse does after finishing third in the Grade 2 stakes race at Belmont after breaking her maiden. Third pick, going with a little heavier price in my Philly Twirl. Um, Julian Leparoux, winner on this horse 3 times now. In her last 4, won the $100,000 stakes race at Gulfstream Park last time out on a firm turf. Um, Beat out some other competition in here in Beechnut Trophy. One that seems to have good speed out of the gate that can break to an early lead. And then, like I said, the weather for Friday could be up in the air. Who knows what the turf course will be like? Um, One that could favor a firm turf course. It's hard telling what the turf course is going to be like, um, but seems to be one that could easily get out of the gate early and kind of control the tempo and maybe wire this field. Um, has decent speed figures to do so, especially with the turf course being wet the way it could be. And number 1, I'm going to the inside with a big long shot, Tap Dancing Lady, daughter out of Tapiture, for Ronald Kales, with Albin Jimenez as the jockey. The horse is 6'2", 2-2 lifetime, so has hit the board in every start. Ran a big 93 speed figure last time out. Loves to come from the back. Kind of worries me on this horse just because if the weather is not what it, um, fitting, coming down, or the closers may struggle with closing speed. However, as I was talking about, that Turfway Park form seems to be doing well. Ran in the Bourbonnais Oaks, the Cincinnati Trophy Stakes, finished second and third in those, and really wasn't much competition or class in that. But if you've been following the horses at Keeneland and coming to Churchill the past 2 weeks, the shippers from Turfway have been doing an outstanding job. So kind of interesting here. I'm throwing this one out here as a big long shot, but I still like these other 3 to come out on top. Another one that I'm using in my pick 4s and pick 5s is Spicer the 8, just because horse really hasn't done anything wrong. Second last time out in the Florida Oaks, second to Dolce Zell. Um, Definitely one you kind of probably have to use in those multi-race wagers to stay alive. It's definitely one to sneak up there with Chad Brown and Jose Ortiz. Race 9. We have the 8 Bells Stakes. $500,000, 7 furlong stakes race for fillies, 3-year-old. Um, Another tough race to handicap. Going with number 3, Marissa's Lady, as my top pick. Again, a horse, you look at it, has done nothing wrong. Turfway shipper. Ran in some pretty good classes at Turfway. This the Serena, the Cincinnati Trophy, where I was just talking about, Tap Dancing Lady was beat out. The Videla and the Gowl, all coming from Turfway, winning 3 out of 4 of those races, getting beat in the Cincinnati Trophy by Bubble Rock, um, posting 90 speed figures, again, coming in from Turfway Park to run in this 7 furlong race. However, I think the horse is going to favor this shorter distance. The last time she ran a mile, did not go so well. Still finished second. 6 furlongs seems to be her sweet spot. It's going to be interesting to see what Rafael Bejarano will do with instructions from William Maury on what to do in this 7 furlong sprint. So definitely one to consider at a decent price of 7-2. Going a little bit further on the outside, number 8, Matera is my second pick for Brad Cox and Flevion Pratt. Winner 2 times back, or have won 2 in a row. The Beaumont Grade 3 stakes race last time out, big stakes race. There, getting a grade stakes win for her was huge. 2 for 2 so far in 2022, 6-3 lifetime, has hit the board 5 out of those 6 times. So definitely a one that I am throwing in my multi-race wagers. Gerrymander had a decent price of 8 to 1. Chad Brown trained. Joel Rosario is going to get the mount. Famous Clarovich Stables. The horses again hit the board in every start that she's made. 4-2-2. Ran second to the famous Echo Zulu, who's coming up in the Oaks race, and the Rosette Grade One. So it has the big graded stakes race. Easily won the Tempted at Belmont back in November. So coming off a pretty decent layoff. This daughter of Into Mischief seems to be able to get to the lead, bust out of the gate first, and one that I'm hoping stays at this decent price of around 8 to 1. Long shot going just into the inside. Steve Asmussen and Arad Ortiz are getting together for Wicked Halo, 10 to 1 on the morning line. Of course, these two probably won't stay at 10 to 1, unfortunately. Um, I think the only reason that this horse will stay in this price range is looking back the 2 starts in Stig's company. The horse hasn't really done so well, third and a fourth. But with Arad Ortiz in these big races on Kentucky Oaks Day, anything is possible. Using this one in here, just because I felt like the speed figure in that last race, and hopefully, kind of Steve Asmussen has her back in some early running form. Um, Maybe the horse can get out a little bit early, kind of dictate the pace, kind of like what she did in her first 3 starts, and was able to hold on. I think if it's a bad gate break, this horse will probably fall to the wayside. Rod Ortiz should set this horse up for a decent gate break and give her a chance. Race 10, we got the Twin Spires Turf Sprint going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Another great loaded field on Kentucky Oaks Day. Top pick in here, going with number 3, Caravel. Brad Cox is training this one for Qatar Racing. Tyler Gaffleone gets the mount. Winner last time out at Turfway Park. Another Turfway shipper. So here we go, 13-8 lifetime. Won the Queen Bee at Turfway. Beat out Club Car, who has got some class there. So ran against Golden Pal and Lieutenant Dan in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Finished 12th, so definitely got ran off her feet. Coming in here, hopefully to bid a little bit better. Brad Cox kind of got this horse from Grand Motion, who was training it. Brad Cox was training this horse when it won at Turfway Park. So very interesting here. Tyler Gaffleone gets the mount. Should bode very well getting out of the gate early and being able to dictate pace or stay with the pace in this short sprint. Second pick, I'm going with Arrest Me Red. Really hasn't done anything wrong. 8-5 so far lifetime. 2022 though, 1-0. Finished third last time out in the Silks Run at Gulfstream Park back in March. I feel like could have been a little bit better race with Arad Ortiz aboard. Wesley Ward is going to try it again in here, just because the previously really did nothing wrong. 3 wins from that start prior to the Silk Run Stakes. So definitely a horse that could easily get back to that winning form. Going to use number 9, Pyron, in here with Flavion Pratt and Albert Stahl. I like that win last time out, beating out Just Might, who is in here as well at a big price. I feel like this horse may get a little bit higher to closer to 10 to 1. If a lot of people kind of look a little bit further back than that last one out, definitely gets a decent jockey upgrade from Declan Carroll, who won last time out, to Flavion Pratt. So that's definitely going to be good to see. Huge speed figures. The only thing is, this horse does like to come from the back. So in this sprint, short sprint, with a turf course that's going to be up in the air, I'm just hoping that the closers are able to reel in the front runners. And my long shot must be to the outside. Here we go. Johnny Unleashed is my long shot for Eric Foster with Gerardo Corrales. Um, Again, not really a turfway shipper, but a turfway park horse that shipped to Keeneland, finished third in the Shakertown Grade 2, comes in here. Um, to try it again. Finished second last time out at a huge price, 70 to 1. Finished behind Golden Pal, beat out Gear Jockey. A horse that I see that could go up to the lead and hopefully get out to an early lead or even get to the pace and kind of hold on for a decent price underneath. I feel like this horse is not going to take a whole lot of money and will be at a decent price for an exacta or a trifecta. And here we go, the race that we've all been waiting for, the Longines Kentucky Oaks, going a mile and an eighth for fillies that are 3 years old. And a stacked Kentucky Oaks, one of the most stacked races that I have seen in a very long time. I'm probably going a little bit different than what the public's talking about with Echo Zulu, Kathleen O. I'm going with Nest. I really like her Ashland win last time out. Um, Seemed like a Rod Ortiz loves this horse, knows how to work this horse. Todd Pletcher trusts him on this horse. And I feel like he sets this horse up really good to come through for a Kentucky Oaks win. Um, the biggest thing, that big 106 speed figure last time out was huge for this horse, and I think sets this horse up to be close to one of the favorites come post time. Um, and again, just a daughter out of Curlin, um, Todd Pletcher really likes the way this horse is running. Of course, he's got one of the best jockeys and a rod riding her. And I think this horse will set up decently as being just off the pace and one to definitely consider. My second pick is going to be Kathleen O, just because the horse hasn't done anything wrong for Claude McGahee and Javier Castellano. Um, Javier's been on this horse each of her 4 wins, 4 for 4 lifetime, coming from Gulfstream Park, winner of the Gulfstream Oaks, the Devona Dale, and the Cash Run, um, beating out Goddess of Fire, Cocktail Moments, who also was beaten out by Nest. Um, Decent speed figures in a 100 last time out. Um, Again, just a horse that has done nothing wrong and that's coming in here to face some stiffer competition to duel it out, basically. And of course, the other one, the horse that is 5 for 5, a lot of buzz, is Echo Zulu. Since her Breeders' Cup Juvenile win, winning the Frisette Grade 1, the Spinaway Grade 1, and the Fairground Oaks. Posting consistent speed figures in the 90s, loves to get out to the lead, has shown that if she has a bad gate break, she can also get to the lead. So definitely a horse that has some gate speed that could be interesting depending on the track conditions, which could be sloppy or that wet fast kind of scenario. Um, Definitely have to use Secret Oath in here. I've included her on my pick fives or a pick four ticket just to be one to use, just because look what she's done. Again, a horse that went 3 for 3, running in some big stakes races, the Honeybee, the New Washington, or the Mount Washington, right in the Arkansas Derby, finished second or finished third to the boys, and one of Cyberknife, who will be running in the Kentucky Derby. Um, so definitely one to use there. My long shot pick is going to be Goddess of Fire. It's Todd Pletcher and Johnny V. I mean, the horse really hasn't won a whole lot, but has finished in the money her past 2 starts, or 3 starts, finishing second. Got beat by Kathleen O. Turner loose. I feel like the horse could sit mid pack, and kind of Johnny Velasquez may try to play spoiler and get out to an earlier lead. Just going to be tough, especially depending on the track conditions. But definitely one to kind of watch at a decent price. I think all these other horses are going to take a lot of money. Uguri is another one that I have marked as a horse to use in an exacta, just because winner last time out in the fantasy. Um, has decent speed figures, has good gate speed that could get out to an early lead, and then always on that off track. Those that can break from the gate early seem to have pretty good success into holding on for a piece of the money. So that is our rundown of races 5 through 11, giving you our top picks and a long shot play for each of those races on Kentucky Oaks Day. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We will be doing a Kentucky Derby post video and suggested wagerings coming up in the next day or so. Um, so make sure you follow to get that video as well. Hopefully, you win some money on Kentucky Oaks Day. Hopefully, our picks help you out. Hopefully, you are able to drink some bourbon as you are doing so. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.